my friends! How are you today? Well, I have a somewhat fairly easy one today. It's not terribly hard, but you know, it's just nail art. So, first, I want to paint my tips black. All of them. All of my short tips, I want to paint them black. Then we're going to do some writing on them like it's in a book. So we're going to put some words on there and everything's going to look really cool. And I got different ones to choose from here. And so first, for us to do that, we got to be able to paint them black and then put a little bit of polish down to give us a background so we can stamp on. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint these tips black as my first step. The only really part you're going to see of this is probably the outer side, because we're going to have stuff in the middle to the interior of the nails. So I'm going to go ahead and paint these black, and then I will be back. Okay, black tips. Now what I'm doing is I've got a little piece of sponge and I'm putting it a little bit of gray paint. I'm just using my Essie gray in the middle. Now it will get lighter because I'm going to probably do a couple of coats and I'm going to go to a lighter gray after. But first I just want to kind of give it a little bit of the deeper gray first. So it kind of shows through on the outer edges a little bit, and it's not as, it gives more of a blend effect. And I'm using a different type of sponge too. It's not a makeup applicator. It's a little bit more of a holy one, more like dish sponge or sometimes you just go to the Looney store and you find different stuff either in the dish department or face department, like different sponges or like body sponges or whatever like that. And you can cheaply find stuff that'll help you do your nail art. So once in a while, I will go just to the Looney store just to look for little supplies, stickers, different colors of nail polish that they might have there that you could mix with others to make things different. Things that you use in your hair that you might be able to take things off of and add it to, actually I might do another coat of that you might be able to take off and add to nails or something like that. Like, so I always try to think outside the box, because nail stuff is very expensive, but sometimes if you think outside the box, it doesn't have to be quite as expensive as it is, and you can still make quite a bit of cool stuff. Like just go into their art section or their seasonal. Sometimes they have little seasonal stuff there, so it doesn't hurt. Now you can do that at Walmart, you can do that at Michael's. Michael's is a lovely place for that, but I find Michael's can get quite pricey if you're not careful. Because Michael's, like, they have all the more expensive brands too, so you got to be more careful. Like, I like to knit as well, so I like to go to Michael's for knitting supplies. I haven't knitted in a while since I've been doing my YouTube channel. Kind of missing it. Faith has been doing it too, which is kind of nice because it's been really relaxing her and she seems to be enjoying it. So yeah, I try to think outside the box for that type of thing. Anywhere, hardware stores, sometimes you can find stuff like different little tapes that you can use to mask or acrylic paints. Like, you can find stuff anywhere. The drugstore, anywhere they sell kids stuff. So it pays to look. It really does. Okay, now I'm just trying to make a decision here whether I want to go with this light gray that I've got here. This is a Born Pretty. Or if I want to go by this Holo. It's called Merge. It's by Picture Polish, and it's got a little bit of sparkle in it. I'm almost wondering, I think I might actually go with this one. It's almost like a little bit more of a brown gray. It is still deeper, but kind of like the color vibe it's kind of given to me. Yeah, I think I'm glad I went with that. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on top. And basically after this, I'm going to let it dry and put on a top coat. Because at this point, we want to be able to do our stamping, but stamping, in case something doesn't work or you have any issues with it, you have to be able to wipe it off. So put your top coat on first. It will save all your work. That way you're not starting from the beginning again, or having to grab another nail and redo. So I'm just doing the last few here. And don't forget, there is no such thing as really huge mistakes on a nail unless like it's just really terrible, but like I noticed this one, if you see this one right here, I don't know if you can see it from the camera angle. There's a little bit too much paint closer to the bottom. So that being the case, I'd probably just go in and take a little bit of black paint or polish. I'll just grab some because I have some here. And I'm just going to add a little. Now I still have a lot of that gray on there, so let's try to get that off. Now I'm going to try that again. Okay, Jenny's snoring. There. There, just fixes it up a little. Cool. Everything else okay that way? There. Just add a little bit some places. Nope. Looks good, looks good, looks good, looks good. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry really well, and then I'm going to top coat, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just going in with my words as long as I can get them on there, make it kind of look newsprinty. Let me try this one here. I ordered some more black, so hopefully it comes soon. Good, it's getting there. I kind of like this one here. Let's go to a long one here. Perfect. So basically that's all I'm going to do is I'm going to add lettering on. Now you could do a lot of cute things after this if you wanted to. I think I might just keep the lettering. I was almost thinking about putting little lip marks on because I love to read so much, like I'm kissing it. But I don't know, I don't want to go too crazy either, so this one looks really cool here, so I might try this one. See how it goes. So I'm just going to continue doing this, and then I'm going to top coat one more time. I might even matte top coat the, well, I did add the sparkle too though, so I want to make a choice if I want to, I might just matte top coat these, but I'll leave it as a surprise for you at the end, because if you look, there is a little bit of sparkle on there, so with that Holo, and if I matte, it's going to take that away, but I don't know, I think matting these might actually be the way to go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep going, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Okay, and here are the finished nails. I love that they turned out great. Very simple, very easy to do, very goth-like. Love them. Like I said, you could add other things to it if you wanted to. Me, I like it just the way it is. Very simple and goth. Okay, I'll take some shots, and I will see you next time.